There we go. Hopefully things are actually working here. Going to find out shortly. Wow. Wyoming, how are you doing? Hey, the old staple of the live stream. I am trying to get things set up, making sure that audio is good, and playing around with the software to make sure it's all doing what I need it to do in the way I need to do it. How are you doing? It's been quite a while, I believe, and I'm neither surprised, but I am a little bit shocked that you're the first person to join that quickly. So, how you doing? So, I am just making sure all the various audio levels are going to be okay for doing some actual video game live streaming, which I haven't done in a really long time for quite a few number of reasons. Let's see how the audio's going. Cool. This is working. Okay. Yeah, so good. Audio is clear. Good. I'm going to start layering on some other things to make sure that that remains true. So let's go here with audio in the game. Going to drive myself insane with the window size. Gotta start moving stuff around. Working on a paper for your PhD. Awesome. Now, you've mentioned this once before. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure you were working on your PhD at the time, but you were talking about something like that. Remind me what it is that you're working on. So tomorrow's live stream, I kind of want to play Lord of the Rings Online. I have not played this game in a really long time, and I have avoided playing video games on live stream because I was having issues with my computer for a long time. The main issue was basically my video card would crap out for no reason. I could play brand new games, top line games. It would run for hours, no problem. I would jump into this game and it would die like immediately. So this is a game I've always wanted to play on live stream, and I look forward to being able to do that. Hopefully tomorrow night. Really, I'm just setting it up right now. Alexis B. Yeah, I think it got answered. Yeah, I played this game a long time ago, a lot. In fact, if you look at my character portrait, I have the 17-year frame. I have had this game active for 17 years. I bought the lifetime subscription to it. And played it, I mean, every day for probably almost a decade straight. This was my go-to MMO. At the time, when I kind of quit playing it, I had one of every class at max level. So yeah, I put a lot of time in this game, but I was figuring I would actually start over, do a brand new character, and kind of start at the beginning and play it with the goal of enjoying the main story. Because I really felt like what they did with this game was really, truly fantastic in terms of kind of in-universe, in Middle-earth storytelling without being super dependent on the actual source material for all the inspiration. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you built a new system that has the same issue as driver conflict. So actually, it was not a driver conflict. It was actually just a bad video card. It took me forever to figure it out because the crashes, the blue screens of death that would occur periodically suggested it was out of memory range exception errors. And whenever you did most of the research on that, it tended to be DIM based. So I actually replaced RAM the first time. Come to find out, it was probably VRAM. And yeah, it wasn't driver conflicts or anything that I could actually really figure out. And it wasn't just this game. It would actually crash on other games. But this game made it go crazy a lot of times. But I actually just got a whole brand new PC. Ground up, like replaced the entire thing. So fresh install of everything basically here. And when I first was live streaming video games, I think I did For Honor, the Ubisoft fighting game. I also did I did a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and this was when I had my entire computer set up in a home office upstairs before I had children. Now that's actually one of the kids' rooms, and I moved my office downstairs here. And once with new computer, better setup, I figured it'd be worth kind of giving it another shot. And I'm actually due to completely reorganize my space down here in probably a week. I have a new computer desk going to arrive. Just off to my side, off this way, is all the studio space where I record stuff. It's currently junked up with a bunch of things that are related to new computer stuff and kind of reorganizing the space. So I'll be kind of redoing this whole area with the goal of a couple things. One, getting more videos out, being a little bit more in the space for its actual intended purpose, and then doing some live streams, because like I said, I've been really wanting to do this. One of the things I really wanted to do was to actually do a tour of Middle-earth in this game, because this is one of the few games where when you look at the map, they truly realized so much of Middle-earth. And there is so much to see now, even things I haven't seen. And it is just wonderful. Yeah, so let's see, Wyoming have a new system, has a 4090 card, 128 gigabytes RAM. Yeah, it's close to what I have. I went ahead and sprung for the 5090. So I just decided to go all the way in. And yeah, I have a lot of RAM as well. That RAM is really important, especially for video editing, because I like to do 4K video editing at this point. So, yeah, it kind of eats up memory, and having the video card is nice. I'm using it for other things as well, but more than just gaming. And yes, look at this way. At least I have AC down here. That is true. Actually, one of the reasons I was live streaming up in that attic, besides it being a Lego space, a couple years ago, was because it was really the only space I had set up for it, like where I could actually sit down and live stream. I just wasn't really set up anywhere else. So hopefully I get everything else set up. But yeah, you know, for me, being a big fan of Lord of the Rings and Tolkien's work in Middle-earth, just seeing the larger world. I mean, so look, think about it this way. I'm in Breetown right now, standard Breetown. I'll go run up to the Prancing Pony real quick. So orient everyone to where I am. If you have never played this game, at least you know in theory where I am in Middle-earth. So here's the Prancing Pony, the inn in Bree, where the hobbits go meet up with Strider. And so this is Breetown right here. And running from basically this horse in the top left to this horse down the bottom right is probably like a minute and a half run in the game. So it's not too big. Oh, there's a new horse here. I should go get that. And then if I right click, I'll zoom out one. This is Breeland. Running from one side of Breeland to the other is probably about 10 to 15 minutes would be my guess at most. And if you're on a mount, on a horse, it'll be a little bit faster. So that's Breeland. Zoom out again. Here is Breeland here, and now you have the Shire and the North Downs, all the way up into Angmar, Ered Luin. Getting down towards Moria this way. Beyond Moria off the map would be other things. So we right-click again. Now we see the greater Middle-earth. Here we are in Eriador where Breetown is. There's Misty Mountains with Moria right here. So you can go beyond it. You get into Lothlorien all the way down into Mordor, Gondor. Really big map, and it has only ever grown. So much that you can actually go, like, visit the Lonely Mountain and all that, which really I've only done, like, once, I think. And I played it, when they released that content, I'd kind of quit playing. So I might bounce around a little bit just to kind of reorient myself to the game and the locations. Let's see, do I have Lothlorien? I have Mirkwood. Let's go to Rivendell. But of all the Lord of the Rings games, this one has truly realized it the best, in my opinion. So, and now that I am here, I need to get on a horse. All right. Oh, you're playing Middle-earth role-playing. So which one? Because there are a couple of different Middle-earth role-playing games now. Are you playing one of the old ones, or are you doing the newer one? How's the, by the way, how's the sound balance, the music in the game and the sound effects versus mic audio? Is it generally okay? See about setting up. Where's the graphics options? Everything on ultra high. Looks like it. All right. Fairly balanced, good. I'm just trying to make sure it's you know, roughly where it needs to be. So grab all these new horses. It's interesting they have so many of them now.
Hail, friend, and well met.
So many of them now. Wonder what they did with the other horse. Is it still on the other side? It is, but I don't have it. That's weird. They must have reset all that stuff, because I should have most of the stable locations in this game. Yeah, I picked up the very new pen and paper Lord of the Rings role-playing game. Let's see what it was. The One Ring is the newest one. Is that right? I think so. Let me go actually see. The One Ring might have been the other one. Honestly, I don't remember off the top of my head. What I do remember about it is that it had, yeah, Merp is the original. Yeah, from Ice. Okay, yeah. The new one had a really kind of interesting concept behind it, and we only ever got one game deep into it, and then a lot of the people who were going to play basically moved off. We're too busy to ever really get together on the regular to play it, so it just never really went anywhere. But it had really cool concepts in it. Your characters could die, so like most other role-playing games, but conceptually they would be generationally bound, which means, like, if your character died, then the child of your character could come back and take the place in the story. And you would pass on, I think, certain traits and stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm confused because there's, like, I have a horse I don't have here, but it's there. And there was a lot of focus on, like, traveling. And so, like, the journeys mattered as part of it. So whereas in most, like, D&D style campaigns, people would just kind of say, oh, we're traveling to such and such place, and you might have an encounter or two along the way, but there isn't much thought given into that. That's actually a core component of the newer role-playing game, where you'd actually have to set up provisions, and the provisions have to last you, and the relative skills of the characters could be used to get food or find better resting places, and it played into it more, really kind of playing off the idea within Lord of the Rings that a lot of the story takes place in travel and not in, like, things happening in the moment. So All right. Let's see. Where else can I go? Dol Amroth. I was hoping I had Lothlorien. How do I not have Lothlorien? That's crazy. Interesting. I have so many of these quick travels. I don't remember where all they go to. Moria. Hobbiton. Yeah, crazy. I don't know how I don't have that. Let's see if I can get a horse there. I get the Lothlorien from here. I think. Okay, so this is interesting. This stable allows me to go to the Rivendell stables. That's really weird. That just is right where I was just a second ago. So I'm not sure how that is in any... What was the point of that horse? Okay, so let's see if this one has better swift travel options. Okay, so yours is taking place Third Age, mainly in Troll... Hey, I'm in the Trollshaws right now.
How can I be of service?
Let's see, Lothlorien. There we go. Lothlorien is one of the best places in this game in terms of just pure visuals. Better in the daytime. We're going there in nighttime, so that's a little bit disappointing. But in the game, in this game, you see it for the first time when you exit Moria. So you've spent, during that expansion, you've spent 40 plus hours in Moria, right? You've been in there a long time. Come out and you see this beautiful golden wood with interesting lighting effects during the day. Really well realized. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad people get to play pen and paper RPG still. It's one of those things I've found very hard to pick up as time has progressed. And as friends I would normally play with have moved off and just don't have as much time as I don't in many cases. All right, let's see. See, I don't want to get too much into playing this game right now, mostly because I do actually plan on playing it proper later. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Hobbiton real quick. Hit some of the high points. But yeah, I started playing this game back in 2000, was it 2007? I think is when it came out. But I actually played it in 2006 as part of the alpha. So I had a chance to play the alpha. I'm gonna run up to Bag End here. And so I played it in the alpha, and I'd actually been following its development since 2004. They had started developing this game under the moniker of Sierra Studios. And yeah, it changed hands a few times before it ended up with Turbine Studios, who released it originally. Now it's under an offshoot of that game, or that studio, called Standing Stone Games. So this is the party tree. Let's mount up and run up the hill to Bag End. So you played a Dunedain warrior, and your wife had a Bjorning. Ah, good. Yeah, so the Bjornings were one of the newer races in the game when I right before I quit playing. My wife played a Bjorning as well in this game. So when we used to play in fellowships in this game, she'd be a Bjorning. So this is Bag End right here. Nighttime is like the worst time in this game because the daytime effects in all the areas are really wonderful. And I have a Bjorning. Let's see. Let's log out and find my Bjorning character somewhere. Pryor is his name. And I actually just dressed him up like a bear, apparently. You were thinking about purchasing the Christus Imperial Rapier. Do you still recommend it, or should you pass? Saw some people complain about being wobbly in the grip digging into the skin. Did the grip ever dig into my skin with that one? I'm going to refresh my memory. Yeah, okay, yeah. This is the heavily wire wrapped one. So, if I go, I'm going to take a moment to drop the audio on the game. Just a little bit. Let's go see what I said about it. What did I say about it on my YouTube channel? I'm trying to remember because mine had I think it had a problem in the grip implementation as well that made it uncomfortable. So let's see. Let's see. This is also me learning the software here real quick. Let's pull in this browser view. Let's do a live reaction to my own video here. If I can get it set up. Window capture, sure. Okay, let's see here. I don't know what this is. Let's get rid of that. Cool. All right, let me... Audio... Somewhere there's an option to mute the sound when I'm not. Here we go. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see what I said. Let's see if the audio comes through. Okay. I want to see the grip. This rapier is heavily inspired by an original kept within the royally spiral guard of this rapier is made of. So what I'm looking for is right here. And I'm not sure if it was here or down here, but I feel like where the wire wrapping had been wrapped, it was like rubbed down a bit. And instead of being like a wire wrapping, it was just like kind of a chunky piece of metal. It's very weird. Let me see. Or it might have been up here somewhere. I remember it not having the greatest grip. It'd definitely be one to wear gloves with. The scabbard is of a black leather, and its chape and throat fittings are of metal with an antique steel finish. This just fits perfectly within this rapier. But I will say probably my favorite part wait. Blade just fits perfectly within this rapier. But I will say I think you can see it right here a little bit. There is, like I said, it's like this flat spot. And that's the implementation detail that may have been just unique to mine. Probably but likewise, very nice. It looks like. But overall, what I would suggest is if you've watched my review, you'll know what my thoughts were at the time. I think broadly speaking, as far as rapiers go, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it was a pretty heavy rapier comparatively. Let's see what I said. You have to understand I've held a lot of I've reviewed a lot at this point, so I don't always have a crisp memory. Much more to say about this sword. I've used the phrase before, but I think it really speaks for itself. Aesthetically, it looks great. Functionally, it's great. I will say that in true windlass fashion, they have a roughly mediocre scabbard. This one's okay. The metal fittings on it with the antique fit the rapier as a whole. But it does kind of feel like the general kind of cheap. Is it really over 3 pounds? Is this one of the videos where I used to have stats in it? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you're right. 3 pounds, 3 ounces. That's a hefty rapier. I guess a lot of that is in the hilt, more than likely, and it's actually pretty common for rapiers to hold most of their weight in the hilt like that. Especially when you look at sword dynamics graphs for rapiers, they tend to be tend to be that way, really in some ways to allow for better point control. I don't remember it feeling that heavy off the top of my head. I seem to have been generally positive in my conclusion. So I don't know. Point control is fantastic. I think that has a lot to do with the weight being primarily here at the handle, at the hilt, because with the finger guards, with parts of it being very solid metal, and with the wire-wrapped handle and all of that, you begin to actually feel a lot of weight in that handle. But that also means it's very easy to control the relatively light blade. And normally, all right. Well, there you go. That's what I said about it. Yeah, I am not a rapier expert. To get back to Onion Wizard's original question, I am not an expert in rapiers, really. And I've reviewed quite a few of them, but what I know about them and small swords and things kind of like lightsabers, straight edge sabers and that kind of thing, it was fine. I think you could probably find better ones. That's usually true of all windlass products. Like whatever you can find that windlass makes, you can almost guaranteed find one that is better if it's slightly more expensive. Yeah, without gloves, it was less than comfortable. That doesn't surprise me. Really, that's how I feel about wire wraps in general. Actually, I'm actually not that big a fan of wire wraps, where you have wire wrapping around leather, where it gives a little bit of extra grip, but it's mostly aesthetic. I'm generally okay with that. Full wire wraps, not a big fan. You kind of have to wear gloves, in my opinion. It's just a little bit too rough on the hands. Maybe I have baby hands and I'm just, not man enough to really handle rapier, I guess. But in general, yeah, and I really do think if you actually look at me holding this, it's also sized for someone to wear gloves, because there's my finger going over the edge into finger grip, and look how much space is between my hand and the pommel. Now that space would get eaten up a little bit with a good set of leather gloves. So yeah, it's all from all the keyboard use. So it gives me dexterity. Yeah, generally speaking, I don't complain about like how things feel in the hand very often. But yeah, I've always found wire wrap things to not be the best in my opinion. So, it's a very nice looking rapier, but I think it's probably better for like the purposes of costuming or just owning one. If you're looking to use it a lot more, I think you could probably find a better one. I think that'd be my opinion of it years later, right? When did I publish this? 9 years ago. Yeah. I've certainly used more rapiers since then. In fact, this might be one of the first rapier reviews I ever did as well. Not certain about that either. I'd have to go look. For the money, you thought Windlass Battlecry line wasn't bad. Certain ones were certainly very good. I actually viewed the Battle Line series as truly like just buying a decent quality beater sword that you just wouldn't be too upset if it got damaged or scuffed up or anything. Like, I would never have purchased them for aesthetics. Oh goodness. What is happening? There we go. For some reason, something is flipping out. Oh. Thank you, Windows, for making sure that I am filling in my passwords, I guess. New computer does weird things I'm not expecting. Okay, so Battlecry. They've got a lot of newer stuff as well that I thought was pretty interesting. They've been producing, but I haven't had really a chance to do much with it. Oh, look, a new Battlecry sword right there. I want to see if I can just find the Battlecry line in general. They used to have a page dedicated to it. So, like, I have the Bosworth longsword. I have the do I have the Viking? No, I don't think I do. I know I don't have the Espada. I don't have the Messer. I have the Crusader and the War Dagger. I have the axe. I don't have any of the new daggers. I have the Agincourt. I have the Cutlass. They sent me the Cutlass recently, right? To do a review of. I don't have the Kinjal. I have the Buckler, and I have the Sax. Whatever the original line, the original Battlecry lineup was, that's the one that I have all of them, plus this Cutlass because they sent it to me last year to review. The newer things, which is like the Kinjal, the Arkansas toothpick, and the Bowie knife, the Messer, the rapier, and the Viking sword. I think those were all released after I quit purchasing a lot of these types of things. So look, here's my Bjorning in this game. Getting back to Bjornings. So this game, Bjorning has two modes, a bear form and a human form. Apparently I'm stuck in the bear form. This is new. I'm actually not sure how to get out of it. I haven't played this character in so long. How do I toggle this? And why can't I? Weird. I have an eye tattoo. I don't remember that either, but okay. It's weird that I'm stuck in the bear form, because I was pretty sure that you can't stay in it. Close the browser. I apologize. Is it showing over the game? That's weird. Oh, right. It's not weird. I just need to do that. There we go. Sorry about that. Getting used to the software. Yeah, here's my eye tattoo on the bear for some reason. But yeah, I can't get out of the bear form. That's really weird. Oh, here we go. It's down here. There we go. So this is my, hopefully the audio balance is still good. This is my Bjorning character. I gave him a bear mask for some reason. If I take that off, he looks like a mountain man. And he has the same eye tattoo. So that was kind of one of the cool things they would do, is they'd give you the ability to put the eye tattoo on, and when you became a bear, you'd still have the same setup. It's good music. So yeah, and I have a loot apparently, which is an interesting thing I don't remember about this character. What do I do with the loot skill, the actual ability to play it? Is it just slash music? Yeah, there we go. And apparently I just look like I'm from a metal album now. Intensely playing the lute. Yeah, if I actually... This is one of the other cool things about this game. Let me take the music volume all the way down. So you can actually play the lute. It's a very interesting aspect of this game. And from like a role-playing perspective, you actually have the ability, some people actually do this, they'll hook up MIDI keyboards to their computer and they can actually use the MIDI keyboard to play the music. And there's also a piece of software that can sync up multiple accounts, basically, of people playing instruments. And then it will play like an actual full band worth of music. And there was on one of the servers, they would have every year, they'd have a music festival on top of Weathertop. And people would show up in droves and bands would come out and there'd be like a full-blown music festival of different people playing music. It was really cool. You know, one of those things is just a very unique system to this game. And now that I've turned down the music, I've also broken the music for some reason. But anyway, it was a very neat aspect of this game. This game really took role-playing and like really interesting concepts very seriously, especially where they played really well into Tolkien's Middle-earth. Yeah, trying out for Man of War, pretty much. I mean, I could see this guy being like in a crazy metal band. I could certainly see it. Yeah, the first time, before they had the Bjornings as well, I actually had a character, one of my Warden, it's called a Warden. Let me go find him. I had him with a ton of costumes that were all like different animals. Here he is. Getting to him real quick. I had like anytime they had an animal costume option, I would give him a new costume. So I think I have like a turtle, a bear, a goat, and I stuck with the goat one. I thought it worked really well for like the cosmetic of the character. So Wyoming, you got the Agincourt for your wife who's shorter. Yeah, it's because it's a shorter sword. And the Bosworth for myself, yeah. They are beaters. That is correct. They are beaters. So this was my Warden character. The Warden is a very fun class to play in this game. And tons of different outfits. So outfit number 1 was a boar with tusks and a little pig nose at the top of the hood. Outfit 2 was the goat. Not because it was the best costume, but also because it was the best costume. Outfit 3 was the bear. Outfit 4 was a raven. Outfit 5 was a... I don't know what it is. It's a thing. It was definitely a very weird looking thing. I think it was supposed to be the turtle because I have a turtle shell backpack on. So I guess I made him a turtle with that. Outfit 6 is a very dopey looking rabbit. Outfit 7 is nothing. But that is why I stuck with this one. The Warden is a really, really cool spear-based class that is very fun. It's kind of like playing a Spartan in some ways. Yeah, they're kind of like Easterling or Dunelading outfits. Yeah, the sources of these are also varied. This one is called the Visage of the Goat. This one is Boarhead Festival Mask. They all kind of came from like different events that were very similar, different festival masks and things. This is just called a pipe festival mask. Yeah, as you can see, I created a lot of characters. My absolute favorite one I created, and I've lost the name to it. You can see where it has a -1. That means that someone else had the name, but I actually had this character, which I named a Marthiel. And the Marthiel is actually the name of the original big bad guy in this game. The original Shadows of Angmar release of the game had this character called a Marthiel, and you could actually... Somewhere I had the costume for Marthiel. Wow, look at this bag full of junk. But it was like a skill you could equip. What did I do with it though? Ugh. I literally created this character just so I could wear the outfit. But now I can't find the outfit. Did they get rid of it? Is that possible? Oh, here it is. Guise of a Marthiel. Oh, they actually gave it to me as a skill. Is that what just happened? Weird. That's new. Okay. Interesting. Here we go. So... This was the original bad guy character, the original scary one. So when they had very limited, they had this costume available. And so this is like Angmar. What do they call them? There's a term for the men that live up there in Angmar. Can't remember what the name of it is, though, off the top of my head. It's not Black Numenorians either. There's a term for it. It's like the Iron Bound something, or. But anyway, very evil looking costume. Back in the heyday of this game. So it's interesting to explore it. I don't think I've really launched this game in a few years. At this point. But my original character was this one. It was very hard to get. This is a unique name game as well. So getting a common name like Thomas is very, very, very hard to do in a game like this. So let's see. Here is the Shire during the day. Looks a lot nicer. That's a screenshot. There we go. F12 will let me view it without HUD elements. It's an old game. It looks like an old game, but it's still one of the best representations of Middle-earth, in my opinion. And just the sheer scope of the world that they have created over time is really just great. Let's see. Oh, look, I actually have Lake Town. I was going to go see if I had Minas Tirith. There we go. Let's go see Minas Tirith real quick. But anyway, my plan is to actually start a new character starting tomorrow. So this is Minas Tirith. To get a good view of it, we'll need to get out of the city. Oh, a lag spike. That's fun. Wow. Interesting. These are also newer servers that might have a little bit of problems here and there. This is Minas Tirith. Oh, definitely needed to be on the war steed here. Oh, no, I don't. Gotta get the opponent my vitals over here so I can actually see what's happening. I can't do any damage because none of my traits have been equipped. Because it's been so long since I've played. I don't have any of my skills set up, so like nothing is doing damage. Should probably go do that. Yeah, if I actually go look at my character traits, I've done nothing with it. They've all been reset, so nothing actually does damage right now. It is mildly problematic. So I'll need to fix that. Oh, look at that. This is different as well. So much has changed. My goodness. Yeah, Black Numenorians are the one who conquered the kingdoms. Yeah, enslaved. Yeah, correct. And it wasn't that. It was it's iron something, I believe. I guess I could figure it out by actually just going there. Remind myself what they were called. So let's see. Well, I guess I'll start with Southbury, and I can go to Angmar and see if I can find some of them. Yeah, I can't remember what they were called though.
Greetings.
The horse travel is one thing that was always mildly annoying. You kind of have to know which hub will take you to which area. Not entirely ideal.
Greetings.
So let's see what my options are. I think if I go here to the North Downs, I'll be able to go to Angmar.
What can I do for you?
All right, let's see if I can go find some of the human bad guys in this area. All right, I used to know all these maps like the back of my hand, and I feel like I only kind of quasi remember it. Like I know I have to skirt around this lake to go south, and then just have to see if I can find any of them. If not here, I think I can find them in the area of Forakel as well. In fact, I might be better off there because there's just gonna be giant spiders around here. And I'm too high level for anything to attack me, so maybe I'll head up into the... Oh yeah, I can find them up here. This Himbrar area up here has like a... What is it? Runedin little town. It's a Morval. Let me go find the road. Getting to the road will get me to the town faster. But this landscape here was from 2007, and I think is pretty much completely untouched since 2007. No graphical overhauls, no anything really to make this more visually appealing. Even though I think it's supposed to be dour here, it's still a bit muddy in the graphics. If you go to a lot of the new Iron Crown, I knew it was something like that. An Iron Crown was the name I was looking for. That's the faction. So yeah, the Iron Crown Marksman. It's interesting I'm not doing damage. I wonder why that is. That doesn't seem correct. There's supposed to be a difficulty thing as well, somewhere. I wonder if that's... No, I don't know, like that's a newer thing that I'm unaware of. There's supposed to be like a difficulty slider or something. But I literally don't know why I'm not doing any damage. So let's go build out some traits here. Why is my damage so low? Doesn't make any sense. Because this should be like a one-shot kill here, so I really don't know what's going on. I feel like something has been set differently somewhere. Is that a level 106 hitting a level 48? This should be over in one hit. With absolutely no damage, something is wrong. Really weird. Right. Where's my finesse? Interesting. Show all stats. There we go. Where's my finesse? Finesse is up. Okay, so do I have a... debuff on me. This is really weird. You can see he's not doing any real damage to me. Like, it looks like he is, but he's not. But I'm not doing any damage to him, and that's very odd. Okay, I have to research the difficulty thing. Like, that's new, and I'm not certain if that's a thing or not. Let's find out. It's not going to be easy to research at all, I don't think. Really weird, though. It's like unusual. Yeah, I don't know. This is very bizarre. I'm going to kill him quickly so I don't have to fight anymore. Yeah, this type of trading blows is not normal. Something has gone terribly wrong here. Okay. Interesting. Can my ally is not going to be able to do anything because she's a healer. So no. What happens if I equip? Sure, just a regular sword. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at the damage it did. Interesting. What was that? Ah. This is a classic legendary. Apparently they just completely debuffed them. Because still seems like I'm not doing a lot of damage here. Huh. This is very interesting. I might be wearing like gear that just doesn't work anymore for some reason. I don't know. That is very bizarre. I'm gonna have to research all this because this is definitely not what I would have expected. Yeah. They didn't add tiers to the gear. A long time ago, they introduced something called legendary weapons. And these were like, you know, custom weapons. You give it your own name and you would modify it and add things to it. So you can see, like, I'm mousing over the stats for it. And this was just like you would just craft it to the way you want your character to play. But something about it is off. Yeah, look, oh, there it is. You can see it right there. Oh, what is it? Control click. There's a way to lock in the view. How do I do that? Well, anyway, if you look where it says the damage rating on this, it says 1.1 DPS. So that's why I was not doing any damage. So I guess legacy legendary weapons, they just completely nerfed for some reason. And so if I look at this one, this is 16.1 DPS. That's why I was actually able to do any type of damage with it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's so weird. So bizarre. There used to be a way to lock the view of a thing you were looking at, but I can't remember what the thing is. So yeah, they just, I guess they just debuffed everything. So this one is a dagger. It's got DPS. This one is an axe. It has DPS. Club has DPS. Axe has DPS. But my two main weapons I would use do not. So let's go take this axe and see if I hit something with it, will it die faster? Yeah, pretty much. It's not as fast as it should be, but that was also a weapon I never actually really used. Because the way that the legendary weapons worked is the weapon itself would gain experience like your character would, and once it gained a lot of experience, you could basically deconstruct it and get like stuff out of it to then put into other legendary weapons. So yeah, that's just, it's I guess I'm gonna have to go make myself a new legendary weapon at some point. That's surprising. What could I create? I could make a legendary weapon for a guardian, and I guess that would probably work. That was shocking. I was like very surprised I was not doing any real damage. So I guess that's just kind of one of the, like I said, I haven't played this in years. I think the level cap is at like 130. And the last time I played it was when they just opened up level cap past 105, which is why I'm at 106. So let's go to the crafting hall. Go make myself, I don't really have to do that. There's a anvil right over here. See if I can't go get what I need to make myself. What random, I have the stuff. Let's dismount. I need all this stuff to make it. That is unfortunate. Do I have most of that? Who knows? Let's go find out. Probably not going to belabor this too much because I'm just not going to play this character for a while.
What can I do for you?
All right, what do I need? I need emerald shards, which I don't have here. Probably don't have them anywhere. Why would I have these? Well, I guess in the meantime, I will, I don't know, just make myself a regular weapon. That's crazy. Well, this is part of why I wanted to start over as well on a new character, is to relearn everything, because they've made so many changes. I'm sure that even the early game has pretty hefty changes. That's really disappointing that they would do that to these things, though. Because I really liked my greatsword. Wonder if there's something I can do with it to fix it. Yeah, I don't know. They've changed it all, and they broke it.
Greetings. Greetings, friend.
It's highly disappointing. But I guess that's what happens when you don't play for as long as I had. So, high grade ingots. Do I even have ingots? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, here they are. Legendary fragments, ingots. So let's pull some of these over. Legendary fragments. Come on, give me the window. So they have that. I need high grade earlingus ingots. Low grade, medium grade. What do I have to do to get to high grade? I need medium and Rittermark coal. Okay. So I can make some of those. Then I need a blemish symbol of the Elder King. I'm not going to have that. That is a rare drop type thing. Well, let's see what's available in the auction house.
Greetings, friend.
Nothing. Crazy. New server as well, which means there's tons of stuff that's not around. Okay, next option would be to just buy one. This auction house is bare. Wow. Yeah, it makes me wonder how much this server's actually played in general. Do you have any legendary weapons? No. Well, so much for that idea. I'll go make one of these not so good ones, I guess. I still don't have these items. I'll just go with this one for now. Yeah, I have to completely rebuild this character, I guess. That's crazy. Well, actually, I do have a very large screen. I'm just, because I'm doing this streaming, I am keeping my windows a little bit more contained. So I'm playing in one window of a much bigger screen. Okay. What is this? Oh, it's a store. That's weird. Okay. Let's make a few of these. Have a lot of universal ingredient packs. Can I use that? Nope. So I'll make this. This is not the best weapon, but it'll be good enough for now. Bad sword. Done. All right. Need to go identify the item, which means I got to go to the other crafting area. So I'm pretty sure legendary identifying stuff is somewhere else. It's always real fun to come back to a game all these years later and not remember how any of it works and be very confused by the changes. And to have way too many things that don't work the way you expect it to. And way too many items in your bags. All right, crafting hall is here. Do they have an identifier here? No. Okay. I guess I need to go. Where are they going to have the best crafting stuff for this? Go to Dol Amroth. Let's see if they have it. Higher level areas will have these things where lower level areas may not. Even though Bria is a hub town that they should have everything for. Crafting area is right behind me. Do they have someone to identify?
Have you heard the rumors of enemies pressing in from all sides?
Is this not how it was done before? See, now I'm beginning to second guess myself on how identifying these weapons is meant to work. Quartermaster. There he is. There's the Forge Master. That's who I was looking for.
What news do you bring, traveler?
That's reforging. Couldn't you identify with
do you
them?
bring, traveler?
Huh. See, I'm wondering if they've changed this as well. That's crazy. Okay, well, I'm going to do a quick search on this. There's a new legendary item system. Something called traceries. Wow, this is just nuts. I'm reading this and it's like, yeah, this is so radically different now. you have to like go do a bunch of stuff to make these work. Oh yeah, there's a panel for this, isn't there? I forgot that there was a panel for this. Legendary items is probably, it's right here. Interesting. So I can do something with the old ones, but how does that get me where I want to be with the new ones? Yeah, why make it easy, right? That's insane. I would assume... So this must be one that actually works in the new system for some reason. But this one doesn't? I'm very confused. Yeah, I'm going to have to just read up on this is what's going to have to happen. This is... Okay, appraisal window gives you currencies if you want to claim them. Cool. Pressing the claim button will grant these items. There's a cap on certain things. Yeah, this is for me to read for another time, definitely. It seems like I can claim these for resources, but I'm not quite sure how I get the actual legendary item itself back. Because obviously there's like a legacy system that just does something different. And I'm not sure how you get... Not sure how this turns into something that's an actual usable legendary weapon. Anything with a tag can't be used by the new system, or without a tag. What do you mean a tag? Not sure what you mean. But it looks like I'm going to have to, I think where this starts is I'm going to have to go, like, do a quest that will give it to me. I'm reading through some articles on this, and it's it makes sense if you're like a new player progressing, but as a returning character, getting your new weapon is confused. But like I said, I'll research that another time and come back to it. Yeah, so interesting. Well, yeah, that was just me. It's just me messing around with getting the live stream set up. Gonna probably call it a night here. Kids start their first day of school tomorrow, so I got to get them ready. Get myself some sleep so I can be well and truly awake to get them ready in the morning. All right. Well, for the few of you who have stuck on, thanks for joining. This is really just to test things out before I actually try to do a real live stream. So hopefully you'll be able to join me tomorrow. Wyoming, good talking to you, sir. And I will, I guess,